everybody to the SNL Live stream. Welcome everyone. Happy New Year's. Happy birthday to my cousin. Um, Glad to be here, and I hope that y'all will enjoy the show. Not sure exactly how I wanted to do the show tonight or title it. I still don't know yet. But we're at Saturday Night Live, so it is Saturday, January 4th, 9:17 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, and the temperature is dropping. It's about 60, 65 degrees. Yes. All right, let me get set up while y'all come in. Let's see. Here we go. Welcome aboard, all you newcomers, and welcome back to the OGs, the Ride or Dies. Hope y'all like the music in the background. It is Indian music this time. Last night's show was really unexpected, the ending last night. Last night's show, we talked a little bit about different things about, you know, hi Lisa. Don't hear me too loud. Okay, let me see if I can turn the music down a little bit. Maybe that'll help. How's that? Is that a little better? How you doing tonight, Lisa? Let me see if I can turn it up a little. Well, I don't want to turn that one up. How did everything go last night? You okay? I know you had a phone call last night during the show. Hi, Jimenez. How are you? I am doing okay. I know you got a phone call during the show last night. We were doing Juanita's reading, and we got the phone call, Spirit call during the time, which is very strange because that phone doesn't have a working line. Tonight I want to say, in remembrance to a friend of mine. He passed away today, 3 years ago. So, memorizing and honoring you, Edward Anthony. Thanks for being a friend, and you are definitely missed. Well, how are y'all doing tonight? Yeah, I'm trying to eat a little bit more. My appetite's getting better, but my stomach's still a little messed up. It's going to take a little time, but thanks for caring. Hello, Brooke. How y'all doing? Y'all having a good New Year's? Hello, is that Miles? How are you, Fiona? Thanks for being here. My OG, um, my OG moderators, they're so sweet. I'm playing Indian music tonight, by the way. Do y'all like the flutes? Yeah. Last night I didn't go to sleep till like 4 this morning. We're going to be on Classic Rock Radio for all the newcomers. How I do it is I work with the music and the lyrics of those genius lyricists, yes. And this is Spirit's favorite phone. Sometimes it goes crazy. Uh, we stay connected over here. Uh, get out a pad, put your earphones on so you can have a better listening. Put you on a big screen. Of course, I hope I don't scare anybody. Uh, um, Usually with a notepad, sometimes I give out numbers. Sometimes I give out background or bio on music and movies, by the way. And last night, I think it was Days of Thunder was some of the movies that I couldn't remember at the time. And the other one was, shoot, I was thought about it earlier. The one with the flying um, movie with Tom Cruise in it. Yes. Okay, well, oh, you're moderating on another channel. You guys seem to get around. That's pretty cool. You're a little group over there. But that's all right. There's a lot of good readers out there. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. Yes, we do like the likes around here. Yeah, I ate a little while before I got on here. I ate some Salisbury steak and potatoes with a little gravy. I loved it. Probably when I get up here, I'll probably eat some kind of snack or something. Maybe watch a movie tonight. Yeah. You do like the music? Well, that's good. I try to change it up. I don't want anything to where y'all are going to sleep, unless we want to have a hypnotic session. You gonna manifest Pam? Yeah, you gonna manifest her to come on the show? Yeah, she's probably cooking something, huh, Fiona? Fiona used to be our recipe lady, but I think Pam's starting to catch up. I think I'm gonna use The Godfather to start off tonight. What do y'all think? Yeah, Godfather, maybe some Da Vinci. I may do a tribute this week for a special person um, that is a great man. The guy that I'm talking about tonight, he also was a naval cadet. He did a lot of good things in his life. He was a humanitarian, and he helped a lot of people. He was a millionaire a couple of times, then he was homeless. It's amazing what people, go through in their lifetime. Like my grandmother, she was born in 1904, and I think I've mentioned it on the show, that, going from wagons to space shuttles, it's pretty cool. Microwaves and just all kind of things. Even in my time, uh, my young my young life, so many things, that I've seen in my life. Like right now, we've got those hovercrafts. They look like giant drones. I'm a little scared about that one. And then I was watching a stream yesterday, or maybe it was today, where these guys are jumping off of a Devil's Peak or whatever, where they've got these clothes like hang gliders. It's really amazing. Yeah, she did. She loved her sausage yesterday. Well, we can make fun of all kind of stuff in here. Yesterday was a definitely interesting show. We were talking about voodoo dolls and, people, that's a religion, and I think that people shouldn't mess with that stuff if they're not in that religion. And some of the things I've been watching, my husband's been watching one of those Cajun cop shows in Terrebonne Parish, Louisiana, down in the bayous. And, how somebody had taken some bones out of and a personal effects from a grave, and then going to some of the places down up in the bayou and practicing this voodoo. I don't think you should mess with it if you're not, a priest, a voodoo priest, a priestess. But a lot of people take that stuff seriously. So. You love The Godfather? I did too, man. I'm not too much of a chick flick kind of person, like the Hallmark Channel and stuff. But I do like some of the movies, and I like some sci-fi movies, but I'm more, karate, blood and guts, and, Big Bang, and, stuff like that. sports, things like that. So I watch a lot of those. Um, Dramas, crime, things like that. Biographies, I do like that. I used to like the History Channel, and I do like history. I like uh, biblical histories and things like that. Shows, especially all the stuff that's coming out. The Book of Enoch, and I've been studying a lot this year. In my spare time. Uh, Most people have a hard time being with themselves. Um, because of their thoughts. They have a really, really, really hard time. But it's okay. I think it's, good to learn all the time. I wasn't that great when I was younger. I wanted to have more fun back in the day, back in my younger days. You're bouncing in and out. Boy, we're going to have to pay her overtime. Which channel are you going on? Do y'all go to Shadow Bayou over there with Joyce and Mojo? Oh, okay. Make a divine. What does she specialize in? Like tonight, I was watching Intuition on Point. She's because I'm trying to study more astrology. I used to be a real good at math when I was younger. I'd sleep during class because I was so good, at algebra and stuff like that. But I have some blocks, especially when it comes to technical math. Yeah, I've seen you guys over there. Y'all kind of go together, and at least y'all are going to, kind of the same energy, even though that sometimes the genre is different, and everybody does different stuff. I like to do the, astrology signs, informative, sometimes movies, music, because obviously, um, work with the frequencies. Now, in these collectives, just remember, guys, I don't like to call them collectives because, it's like collecting bones. You guys are dream weavers over here. So, I'm inspirational, messenger, confirmation, those kind of things. I'm not so much about the love stories as much, but sometimes I'll have a show like the daisies and the roses, just things like that. We have days like that. But other than that, it's overall love. But it's more energy. I do more energy, frequency and energy. So to me, it doesn't really matter what your sign is. It's the energy of that sign or the characteristics of personality of that sign to kind of tell a story. Yeah, I don't watch too much TV either. I used to. I mean, it gets boring, for a while. But I kind of like the old movies. I got a set up here, the TV series, like Mork and Mindy back in the day, Three's Company, series. I love the Blue Bloods, things like that. Uh, like I said, I want to do a tribute to a very special person that made a big difference in American history. I've been studying a little bit today. So, I just like to do different stuff. Some religious philosophy, some political maybe, but in a good way because, whether it's the right wing or the left wing, it's still the same bird. And I always hope for the best. Just positive motivational. We all need that. And right now in this world, it's the mental health. It's like a humanitarian crisis we're in because so many things are happening, and it's just like a bunch of chickens or zombies walking around. If you personally ask me, not everybody, but I'm just saying, people aren't handling changes and transitions as much. Like my years of abundance are usually the odd number years, versus the even numbers. I have more, extreme changes but my life path number is 5, so it's always changing. It's never boring. But then again, some people might think my life's boring. But you know, as we're younger, we do a lot of things, and we don't think. We just think we're invincible. And then as things change in our life, we realize, you know, life is precious. You know, so I live in the moment. Try to. Oh, you like the energy? I do too. You know, I feel the energy around. There's a live show called Inspired, um, and one of the things they had was they've got I think I was talking last night about virtual things like when Judge Dredd, the movie Judge Dredd with you know, Sylvester Stallone in it and Sandra Bullock. You know, they had virtual sex, you know, and the 3 shells and all of that and stuff like that. But that was so we already had that capability. But if you see it now, kids are and people are exercising to those, which would kind of, it's kind of like being a simulator would kind of mess up my balance. If you ask me, I'd have to do it sitting down. But they're wanting to do it with food now, where you can actually taste the food. But scientists have been doing that for a long, long time with athletes and things like that. So uh, now that, you know, my idea of woke is not is a little different than a lot of. To me, it's more of the spiritual aspect, or the things that's unknown that weren't talked about many years ago, like the NDEs and things like that. To me, it's not a near death. It was a death. You were just revived, and a lot of people have experienced that, and even doctors. The neurosurgeon, one of the neurosurgeons, did it, and then we've got kids that talk about past lives and things like that. So it's not so um, not spoken about. It is spoken about now. So um, and how, you know, like the movies, and I believe that the movies imitate life, if you ask me. And life is a stage, and we come here to have the physical experience and to do lessons and things like that, and that's what we call karma. So karma's not always bad, um, but you know, like last night we were talking, you know, about, you know, family, like in the Bible, it says, you know, the sins of the forefathers continue unless we change them. So some people try in each family, and then there's one that can change some, so we get better, so that our next generation, or when we come back again in maybe our future generations or legacy, um, like when the kids first come here, they know more than we do because they're still, you know, fresh from over there. They just can't speak, but they're even coming up with that now that they can do that. So technology has really come a long way in the last 150 years. And, you know, I can see the future. Do we, you know, some things are beyond, you know, it's the quantum physics and the mechanics and things like that. So, you know, shout out to a lot of the scientists out there. And but the main thing, more than anything, despite all the physical stuff, the most important thing is family, and trying to hold on to, you know, the family unit, learning how to love one another, and getting back to it. One of the things they have on that show, Inspired, I can't remember the guy's name, but they have a machine that can gauge the uh, the frequency and the vibrations in an area. And you know, just us praying can make a big difference, like during uh, you know, certain events like weather events and things like that, or you know, Mother Nature type of events and other things. That when people pray, you can pray here in this particular part and pray for an area, like we prayed for North Carolina during the hurricane and things like that. And they can test it, the vibration. They'll test it before, and then they'll test it, um, you know, before and then after, how you can pray across the world. And even in your area, you can pray for the vibes to change just in your environment, your personal environment, or in your neighborhood, all kind of things. So it's pretty neat how they can do that. What's up, Love with Light, Mr. No Name Original? It didn't go. Did it go off? Did y'all get the notification? Did y'all get the notification? My computer's still lagging a little bit. A little lagging a little bit. Tonight I got it on classic rock radio on Pandora, because we know we like the Pandora over here, because we, think it's like a box of chocolate. We don't try to think of it as negative over here. And then of course we like Sirius XM radio, because that's where Sagittarius are from. They are from the constellation Orion, and of course Ophiuchus is too. So I like Sirius XM radio. That's a lot of symbolism and a lot of names that people pick out. It's amazing. Our names and things like that. So my name means vessel on the water. Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot to say the star date. Trying to do something new. Star date. Because we are star, right? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, I got your comment on that. All right, guys, let's see what we got going on for you guys tonight. We'll get a little energy going on in here. Calling Spirit in the house. Yes, may He protect us and cover us as usual. And thank you so much for looking out after everyone. We pray for peace, love, and of course harmony. Yes, when we all get together, it's a large amount of harmony. Yes. Okay, now everything might not resonate with you. It's like going to the buffet. Don't try to be the hog and eat it all. Just share some and pass the rest. Yes. So in this, energy is fluid. You can always go back and rewind if you need to. That's okay. If you're a little late getting to the platform, like I said, come on aboard. Go get your favorite seats. VIP over here, first class. And we're going to be getting ready to take off on the train to your big D energy. Yes, watch it. I'm talking about your big destiny. Yes, your soul's journey to find oneself and self-purpose. And on this train, we like to manifest our best life. Yes. And of course, current star date. There he goes. I love with life. Are you still doing your channel by any chance? I know you was having a lot of technical difficulty, as we do at times. I know. Any date before 23, 23. There you go. I hope I live that long, right? Don't mind the critters around here. They just like something sweet. Okay? They like the warmth, too. It just shows. Man, Lone Star. Star Trek. Yeah, I am a Trekkie fan, by the way. I've got a Klingon knife that was made. Lord knows, those, man, I would have loved to have done the costumes and stuff like that. At one time I thought about going and learning about latex and, things like that to do all those nice makeup and stuff like that. Yeah. But I would have had to go to Philadelphia, would have had to leave the family, and it wasn't cheap. But I get to watch, a lot of shows. I like to watch, like Ink, Ink and Back then, they were doing the latex shows. I mean, just a lot of good stuff. But most of the time, I'm studying and I'm with Spirit. So most of the time. And I do love to read. I had a pretty good library, but they're all packed up right now. So hopefully soon I'll be able to get back to doing some artwork and maybe some writing and things. I got a friend that's, good luck to her, Lady Red. She's in Canada. She's remarkable. She takes a lot of her pain and she's in remission, thank God. And thank the Lord for that. She is hopefully going to start a publishing company. So good luck to her. I like to hear that. I like to hear romance stories and love stories. So I am a romantic at heart. So good luck to her. She does so many incredible things. It's amazing. I don't know how she finds all the time. She also works big equipment and rescues people with the big equipment, like big cranes and big semi trucks. So, and she's close to my age, and she and I met on a sniper game. So I've got a lot of friends. Shout out to all my friends, Hiles, and he's Hiles 420. Love him. Yeah, we just lost another guy. He was like, what, 99? It was Dick Van Dyke, man. Chitty, chitty, bang, bang, we love you. Hi, ho. Here we go. And then, I used to watch Mary Poppins, all those shows. My dad used to love to watch Benny Hill. I need to go back and look at some of those. They were funny. He did Laugh In. I mean, I'm from the 70s, 60s and 70s. I'm old school. That's why I listen to a lot, relate to a lot of the songs and stuff. All right, let's get ready. Let's get ready. And then after that, we'll play a little bit and read some cards for a few of you guys. Happy New Year's to everybody. And this year is, uh, reaping the rewards of all the hard work last year, independence and authenticity. Yes. All right, so let's get the energy going. Keep the vibes high. Let's get started. Put your ears on. Let's get tapped in and tuned on. Let's go, riders. All right, we got Don't Look Back by Boston. Of course, we got the, the little spaceship there. I hate these darn commercials. Somebody needs to go take a spy, but here we go. Boston is in the house. Maybe somebody from Boston. All right, Godfather, thank you for the clear, concise messages. And Angel Michael, thank you for being here and protecting us. Yes. Well, I also write holistic prescriptions, and I'll hopefully maybe get to that. I used to do that, different ways. All right, maybe I'll do one tonight for you guys. Pull some crystal cards for y'all. All right, what do we got? Spirit, Godfather. What kind of offer you got for us, Godfather? Yes. These are one of my favorites. One of my Tinkered Dam collection by Duck Soup. They got damaged a little bit during the hurricane, so I'm going to have to get me another deck. Oh, I love those because I love artwork, I think I might design me a few sets. I was working on some, but I think I'm going to have to go to a larger scale. And if I get a chance, I'm going to get me a design program for my computer. Forgive me for stuttering a little bit tonight. I'm kind of tired. Like I said, it was a rough night last night to sleep. All right, what do we got? Spirit. Ooh, there's one in here that's already open. Ooh, somebody is going on a trip. Maybe to Italy. That would be so nice. There's 2 tickets there. The number is 6291. Maybe, just maybe, y'all ought to go get some lottery tickets. I'm not promoting, you know. If you got an issue, you know where you can go. Call the back of those tickets. Yes. Left behind. So, spirits in the house, don't look back. So, somebody's traveling. Okay, there we go. Maybe somebody's going to get to go on a trip, which would be nice. And there's 2 tickets here. And that would be the 8 of Cups. Not looking back. Moving forward. Okay? Sometimes it's not always leaving someplace. It's walking to something. Right? It's change. Of course. Maybe somebody's going to be traveling the world. That would be nice. I would love to do that. You know, I got a few places I want to go, and Italy is one of them. So it's sometimes leaving others, it's a little hard. Sometimes our job calls us. Sometimes we get a chance to move out of a small town and go do something different. You know, there's a lot of cups, so there's a lot to be said about those cups. What's in those cups? What is it that you're kind of leaving behind? Let's hope that it's in a good way and it's not for a bad purpose. Always we want to look for the good out of something, right? All right, what else we got, Spirit? What else do we got? Well, you know, they might be on Spirit Airline too. All right, so we've got traveling, which is the World card. Maybe you've been stuck, right, because it's in the reverse, and you want to travel. You want things to change. Yes, that's the train. We're on the train. And yeah, I can kind of relate to this. The train has been in service. It's also about ink, writing your manifesto. Okay, maybe you got a writer's block. Maybe you might be writing or want to write something, a book, a travel book. Who knows? You know, we talked about that a minute ago. And here we go. We got restrictions, and it was in the reverse. Now here is a contract. Maybe you're walking away from an old contract and going to a new one. How do I know? Because this one says restriction, but there's no more restrictions, so that's a good positive thing. Maybe you're not sure where you're going to go yet or what you want to do. But I see that somebody needs a new pair of glasses. That's a good book by Emmett Fox, A New Pair of Glasses. It's a new perspective. Maybe you need that new perspective. But then again, somebody could, you know, have broke a contract and you're walking away from that. It could be a marriage, it could be a business, it could be anything. It could be a stagnant life. And you want to just get away and change things because they've been stagnant, right? Yeah. Hello, Just Say. How you doing tonight? He kept a lot of his Reader's Digest. I have a couple of old ones. Um, you know, I used to read those. You'd learn a lot of stuff. My grandmother used to have them. TV Guide. You know, those were good back in the day. I have a couple of those with records from with Elvis Presley on it, singles. It's pretty cool. Um, You know, back in the day, the Reader's Digest, we get all kind of recipes. We get all kind of stuff. Yes, I remember that. That's walking down memory lane, isn't it? Jeez. Telling my age over here, but the age is only a number. You know, our bodies get old, so we have to embrace that too, right? Okay, somebody might have something Monday. We got foreigner, long, long way from home. See, here we go. Maybe you are moving a long, long way from home. Maybe you're be a foreigner wherever country you go, or maybe this has to do with a foreigner. Who knows? Only to me, you know, you could go to Boston, and I'm from Texas. I'm still a foreigner in there. So I don't like to always use foreigners as you know, a bad sense. I like foreign means different, unique. So here we go. So I'm looking out for the 2 of us, and here's 2 tickets. So somebody's looking out for some family member or friendship. So they said, I hope we're here when they're through of us. So maybe this person's going on, coming out of restriction, traveling. You know, we all been kind of stuck, you know, working and, you know, with all the other things. So now we're ready for change. What else we got? Spirit. Side. Looking outside. Here we go with the perspective. Looking within and now looking on the outside, right? Love is well awaiting. I can feel a tension. I was longing from home. So maybe somebody's coming back from whatever contract. It could have been a work contract. What else we got, Spirit? What else we got? What we got, Godfather? Tell us. Tell us, what do we got, Godfather? Oh, that's a little bit too many, but we'll take the top one. All right. It's a wish come true. So this one is about a marriage, right? But there's a faceless. So maybe somebody is coming out of a marriage. You know, that is a form of contract. It is the 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups is kind of like wish fulfillment. Maybe it wasn't what we thought it was, whatever this marriage is. And to me, it could be anything. But whatever it was, maybe that wish didn't come true. What else we got? She's waiting for me, but I'm a long, long waiting for home. So maybe somebody thinks that that wish won't come true. And maybe your person is traveling to you and is worried that their wish won't come true. But, you know, always, always, always dream. Try not to be in that lack mindset. And worry is a lack mindset. You have to have faith and believe. All right, so we got Let It Ride by Buckman Turner Overdrive. And here's the album's kind of like, it's a deluxe. So somebody wants this to let it ride. Goodbye. My. Don't cry. Just let it ride. So this may be a heartbreak for somebody. What do we got? What do we got? All right. What do we got? I want to just let the cards choose. What do we got, Godfather? What's up with this, Godfather? So somebody lied. What would you do if I told you that I lied? Would you let it ride? So somebody's hoping that they lied, and that could be why things are you know, or somebody's trying to walk away because somebody didn't tell the truth. That seems to be going around. You know, somebody says maybe you're not the forgiving kind, so somebody's worried. Would you cry if I told you that I lied? Or would you let it ride? So somebody's hoping to let it ride. I'm going to have to pull one because it's not doing. All right. So we got restriction again. Oh, Lord. We got 2 restrictions. So this is devil energy, like the song is saying. Capricorn energy here. The fruits, major arcana. Somebody feels like a puppet. Maybe they came from the city. So we got 2 cards that say restriction. One is coming out of restriction. And then we got this one here. Wow. What else, Father? What do we got here? What do we got here, Father? 66, start at 66 degrees Fahrenheit, mostly clear. It's going to be cold here tomorrow. Okay, we've got love, fertility, beginnings, the Ace of Cups. And on here we have, you know, the Godfather was young, a baby. And it's in reverse. So maybe a person is feeling that that they're not being blessed by, the Most High, because that is the Ace of Cups. Maybe somebody poured out their love, or it wasn't, blessed or ordained by the Most High. Thank you. Hi, KP. Welcome aboard, man. Come get you a first class seat, get you something to drink, or, a snack. Put your earphones on for better listening. You can always catch up or rewind, baby. Welcome aboard the Dreamweaver train. Join the team. Yeah, if you like. Y'all hit the like button. I appreciate it. Success and completion, the world. Wow, so this, whatever it is, it's turning out to be really well here. So somebody's just a little worried that things aren't going to work out. Maybe they want the family, they're wanting, and this also is, the world signifies, travel. They could have something to do with the public. It is also, a person in the public eye. Travel. Success. I love it. This is starting to turn out pretty good here. I'll clarify a little bit here in a minute. Maybe pull some things. But the love, fertility, beginnings. So maybe things didn't start out so well. I mean, this is kind of like a transition going on here. Highs and lows, dips and peaks. Can y'all still hear the music in the background? Okay, so we got advocacy, standing strong. I like it. I do. It's writing. It's the seven of knives, I believe it is. Or wands, I would say, because it's creativity. But we'll go with that. So it's advocacy. That's, in the public eye would be speaking for others. Maybe it's your humanitarian, but you're standing strong. So Spirit is saying that you are okay. You are strong. So have that faith. Don't let it succumb to you. Oh, we got another card here. All right. So we got, of course, the burdens again. So this line here, that you want to drop those burdens, right? So that's what you're wanting to do. Whatever those old burdens were, they're changed because you're wanting success here. You're surrounded by the restrictions, whatever they are. It could be maybe not having enough money, because I don't see a whole lot of that here at the moment. Things have been a burden, but you can always drop those 9 wands and then use that one staff to go up to that hill. So this is the fire down below. That was in the movie, I think it's Under Fire with Steven Seagal. And that song plays in it. That's by Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. So the fire down below. I hope nobody's burning. She's looking mighty fine. Maybe somebody left because of the devil energy, which we're in Capricorn season. Happy birthday to Capricorns, by the way. Those restrictions, the male side and the female side, having all these things, and maybe somebody wants to travel or can't, or is away from their family. Take it how it resonates. We're at the buffet over here, right? But you wanting success and completion. Like I said, there's more than one energy here, because there's a lot of you guys in here tonight, and I'm feeling it, just the different energies in here that we're having. Some people might be losing, maybe worried about the love and fertility and beginnings, or maybe the firm foundation, wanting their wish to come true, maybe having to leave and travel, because they've been restricted, or maybe they're stuck. I mean, we're going through a lot of change right now, especially with the changing of the guard in the White House. That's going to be coming here pretty soon. So we've had a lot of, like, the first shall be last and last shall be first. a lot of changes in the Congress and Senate. A lot of people coming and going in every state. We've had a lot of stuff. So it's, trying we've been having, people have been having a lot of burdens, losing a lot of stability. So it's a lot going on here. So let's get some little clarifications on here a little bit. We'll pull some Kipper out here, maybe get a little bit more of what's going on. But there's a lot of commonality here with a lot of people. Like he said, there's a fire down below. Sometimes people, have that fire of ambition. You know what I'm saying? If y'all resonate, hit some hearts and stars. Yeah, it's a busy time for us. Yes, and I mean, these guys are in a short period of time. I've been a president and vice president, so I've been that. Not in that big a scale, but I kind of understand it. I got the opportunity to do that, especially with the guy I talked about earlier in this show, in remembrance of him. Walk of life. Yes, the walk of life. That's it right there, guys. And here with the Capricorn energy, this world is pretty much ruled by Saturn. Capricorn energy. Karma, karma is lessons. So it depends on your perspective here. People are coming out of and waking up to a different perspective. And it's all about a new pair of glasses. Like I said, read that one on Emmett Fox. How to change your perspective. I think if we change our perspective and we have an open mind, and even when we're, going in retrogrades and we're looking at our past and reviewing it, our history and history before that, we can kind of, when things arise now, we can kind of handle them and we can see the red flags, So sometimes we don't have to go back physically or emotionally, but we can, quantum leap if you want to, or go into regression, or just go back and review and see what the good part of that goes into maybe even now. Because history always repeats itself. Your body changes and comes back every 40 years. Your taste buds change every 15. It takes 5 times to acquire a taste of food. So, I've been experiencing that. So, I don't know about you guys. And then we're getting a lot, as you get older, your body gets a lot more sensitive to things. Kind of like when you were a kid, you have a little bit more immune system, but or immunity and quick immunity and healing. When you get older, you're a little bit more sensitive. You don't need the same stuff. You get more simplified, right? All right, what do we got, Spirit? Welcome aboard to all you new riders. Thanks for being here. Hopefully we can keep on getting on track. Thanks for sharing and liking the video. If you have somebody that would enjoy the same kind of thing. Over here, I'm a geek and a nerd. So I like to learn all the time. To me it's boring not to. And it's always good to be present. I don't like to go too crazy into things that are going on in the world. I don't like to get into a lot of it that is deep. I go through my stages. I did this year. But for the most part, I can pretty much, understand something pretty quick without having to go into the details. But definitely we need to keep our vibes up for the world right now. Because we are in a humanitarian crisis, which means, all the things that are going around the world on its axis. We have a polar shift, which can Mother Earth with the polar shift. We'll do a sponsor break here for a second. Polar shift, which is it's she's changing and she's shedding her skin and she's destroying and rebuilding, and then of course that upsets all the energy with us humans and whatever else we got around here. you know, the animals and everything else. I mean, like when something gets burned or a certain area, then the animals come back in because everything's fixing to be fresh, and it um, uh, how you say, fertilizes the earth, and during um, earthquakes, we have tsunamis. During hurricanes, they come in, and all the bays in the Gulf, it cleans it out. You know, it gets all the murky. You know, and then like in the Mississippi River, we have the dredging, which gets out all the silt that's been washed down from way up in the mountains. So, you know, it cleans out the seafood. So a lot of things, you know, and then of course you have the erosion. So now people are putting in things that help rebuild the barnacles and the, you know, those kind of things. So uh, all of that energy affects even us extremely. All right, back to it. What do we got going on here, Spirit? What's the devil energy? The Capricorn, what's the restriction? Because we have two. One, I think, could be our physical, and then the other could be the mental, right? Sometimes we feel like we're being, you know, controlled. Maybe we're coming out of that, waking up to, you know, the old way of thinking and coming into the new way of thinking, right? So, as we can see, a lot of things have been controlled. And how we feel that we're being controlled as well, and we want our freedom, right? All right, so we got Fleetwood Mac. Say you love me. Yeah, say you love me. That's right. We need some love out here. All right, what do we got, Spirit? Give me a couple cards. What do we got, Spirit? Give me a couple cards. What do we got, Spirit? Ooh. Yeah, we're getting some cold weather down. It's going to be down to freezing for a few days, so my body's starting to feel it. Yeah, lots of good work. Even though, you know, we see a lot of destruction, but like I said, when the destruction comes, then we have the wake of rebuilding. Some things that can't be replaced. And to say that you love me. All right, what do we got, Spirit? All right, so we've got the mature man, and it was in a reverse, but it is the number 5. So here we go with like a restriction again. You know, we need that tower for change. So this one is about a mature man. So we're having, in the reverse to me would be fresh new eyes, a new pair of glasses. Kind of like in America when we had the, you know, signing of the Declaration of Independence. Our forefathers had an idea, you know, that we should do volunteer work, and then we should have a fresh new eye. So there is change. And then, of course, you see the world, you know, the globe here, right? The world globe, and we have the travel here, right? And then we have the world here. So, you know, there's a lot of things going on everywhere. And, of course, here we go. We've got the light at the top here, you know, two light stands. Let's see. Yes, and you know, this guy's middle-aged, you know, but he's got his library. Like I said earlier, you know, we should always take our time and study things. You know, it's not a bad thing. You can travel the world just reading a book or watching a movie or a documentary. You know, if you can't travel, and you say that you love me. Okay, so here we go. We've got the master number 33 and concern. So here we go. Somebody's doing a lot of thinking, and there's the lilies. The lily is kind of like the flower of life. Lily is I love the Easter lilies. I really love lilies. My grandmother loved lilies. So, so because of all the concerns that we have going on, whether it's personal or worldly or in our local environments, you know, people have a lot of concerns. So now that we're going to have the change. Give me another card. So we have a lot of thinkers, young people coming in because of some of the concerns, you know, and they don't have to be necessarily, you know, hard concerns. Trying to find the right words here. I'm stuttering a little bit tonight because I'm tired. But like you said, because some things have been going on in this world lately, you know, a lot of our young people, you know, are concerned our legacies, our future. So we have a lot of people coming in and trying to make those changes. All right. All right. Rock you like a hurricane, the Scorpions. Ha ha ha. Like I said before, rock you like a hurricane. So that's the change too, right? That's the tower. That's the, you know, coming in and just changing everything. Wow. So this is really strong energy tonight in this reading about a lot of change, worldly good world. Travel is the same thing. It is the world. So we got two worlds here, and we got two restrictions. We've got two, uh, uh, how do you say, distinguished energies here of scholars, concerns, thinkers, wanting wishes to come true, not sure what they're going to be, traveling, um, uh, you know, burdens, trying to relieve those burdens, make things better, creativity, writing contracts, rewriting maybe laws, bills, executive orders. You know, we've got the changing of the guard. Big, 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 big change. I lost my audio feed. It's back. Okay, it's lagging a little bit. You know, we got all that energy going out. All right, so one more, Spirit. Okay, so we got the coffin, which is 1-9, which is adds up to 10. So it's beginnings, but it's in the reverse. So we're talking about preserving life here. I like it, because usually we see that in the reverse. I like it. So we're talking about birth here, birthing new ideas. I like it. I really love it. So let's see what we got for some money going on here. Hello. All right. Bring me some coffee and something to eat. I'm glad you made it okay, baby. Be safe coming home. He's going to try to rock me like a hurricane. He's off for the next few days, and it's good because it's cold down here and we don't have a whole lot of heat. So we get to have that body heat and watch movies, man. Sounds good. Bragg is here. I try not to say that name, you know. I try to stay as humble as possible. Really. I never thought I was going to marry a Bragg. You know, going back to General Bragg, you know. Very, very military family. So, and I'm proud of him. I haven't even changed my last name yet, y'all. I was waiting until we got settled in and we found the right place, you know, and then I'm going to change everything and get my LLC and all that. Coffee and salami? Yeah, Italian salami. You ever have Italian? You got any Italian in you? Maybe. Shame. Well, you started it. All right, what do we got for money and good stuff going on here? Because we didn't see a whole lot of pentacles on here. All right. What do we got, Spirit? We got any kind of good ideas? USDA? Hillbilly USDA. You're not driving and texting, are you? Shame on you. I hope you got your angel with you. All right, what do we got, Spirit? I'm glad to see a lot of my OGs, man. It's nice that you guys miss me, and I miss you guys too. If it wasn't for Salt Life, I might not have come back. I was getting too used to not doing something, and then one of my sons suggested he suggested that I go back to doing what I love to do. See you later. Okay, so we got denial. So somebody's not in denial here. Perhaps you are insisting that reality be something other than what it is. So somebody's a dreamer here. What are you refusing to see? Obviously, their eyes are open because the denial was in the reverse. So that's good. It's better to live in truth than a lie. So people are seeing the truth now, like I said before, the woke, what their life maybe means, or changing things, you know? If you've been putting a false front to make money, it is time to remove the mask. So this is people coming into authenticity in here. People are coming out of denial. People are wanting to be authentic and truthful now. We don't want a lot of that's been going around too in the Spiritville, in the community, about masks coming off now. The seeds that you've sown in the last few years, and if you put in good work, you're going to get the good rewards. If you've lied, you've cheated, because we are in the Aquarian age, which is about truth and clarity and love, and we got reeling in the years. So we're, like I said, reeling in and coming back to who we really are. You know what I'm saying? Throwing away the tide. Are you gathering up the tears? And have you had enough of mine? So people are wanting a change, and they've been wanting a change, and people are seeing it and experiencing it and wanting it. They don't want the old anymore. They want truth and clarity. They want the love. They want the success. I know I do. We don't want to be taken from anymore. People that are creative, being taken from, and by others who just don't want to do the work. So, the stagnancy, we don't want it anymore. We want the motivation and determined stability, and that's what people have been worried about, right? So there it is right there. People are tired of not being stable. It does affect us mentally, by the way. Your financial future promises to be stable and prosperous, and that's what we've been fighting for, new stability, financial success, right here, right? So we got to take control of our finances to create stability in our life. A lot of people we've seen lately with some of the attacks and things that are going on, that people just don't feel stable because it's been unrest everywhere. And, money being wasted on things, taxpayers' money, people's money being wasted in the wrong places by people that, just want to be controlling for personal gain. Okay, so we got excellent time to take action on any money-related ventures. So, people want to do that, and this is where we want to be, the stability. Getting rid of those old contracts that don't work anymore, We want our wishes to come true. And it's a time for it, and it's coming. Sometimes we see it a little slow. Sponsor break. I'm going to drink a little water here. Yeah, good. Yes, build your little studio. Good. I want to start another channel as soon as I get a place. Yeah, I thought about changing the name of the show, this show, to a name that my father had. Two of them actually, but one of them I kind of use here now and then. Uh, when I do the country shows. I may do that one night, just the country show. Um, but I want to do a whole different channel, period. Yes. Okay, 511571113. All right, so let's get a little love cards up in here. Let's see what the romance angels got to say. The oracle cards. Of course, I could have brought my French deck out. Lion eyes. Ooh, somebody's lying out here. We did. Spirit's talking, right? Lagging a little bit, but Spirit's talking. So we're talking back to somebody here that may, be losing a marriage, walking away from it. Somebody's lonely. God, these cards are stuck in here, man. So somebody's worried about relationship too. They're, maybe because of their finances, and sometimes that can happen in a relationship if it's not strong enough. You should be able to handle, different times in different situations in your life if it's, if it's strong enough. If you're friends when you first get into a marriage, then that's better than just doing the physical, and that's what a lot of things do. We've had fads, like I was saying the other night, that people, used to, have the idea of what the female body should look like, and they were skinny and things like this, and you got these young girls, having a hard time because they're trying to be skinny, and now we have, the whole total. If you go back and look at art history, the signs of fertility was a full-figured woman, and now we got models for everything: eye color, hair, the face, just certain parts of it, hands. I mean, you name it, full-figured girls, and they look beautiful. I think the human body is beautiful. Of course, I'm an artist. Why wouldn't I? It's different. But more than anything, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But to me, the beauty, because as we get older, we get wrinkles and, we sag and this and that. Of course, I've seen some really nice people up in their 70s, very flexible, and they've been blessed. We have to embrace that our bodies are our avatars are getting old. So it's the beauty from the inside. So that could be with anybody. I will talk about this. When I grew up, we had a circus called Barnum and Bailey. There's a show about that. And he went around and he saw the uniqueness of different people, like the bearded lady and the tattooed man and, things like that. And he, had animals and things like that. I got to see the circus as a child. It was the greatest show on earth. And I mean, it was huge. I mean, it would take a whole train and they would go around. They no longer have it. But it was just amazing for kids to see. But he took originally the show, I think he merged with somebody else later on, but he took the uniqueness of these different people that were different, and they had jobs because they were treated better than most, in the world, or in their ordinary lives because they were different. So, people got made fun of or different things like that. But nowadays in the Aquarian age, and in what we got going on now, it's more accepted. So the uniqueness, it's not so much judged anymore. I'm not saying that people don't, but when we judge too much, instead of just judging a situation with an open mind, then we limit ourselves, right? All right. All right, what do we got for love? And then I'll pull some cards for you guys. And then I'm going to go try to get me some sleep tonight. I bet you if I get me a nice hamburger, he's probably listening to the show. Nice hamburger, home-style burger, Jack in the Box, something. Or Chinese, something. Tomorrow I think I'm going to cook some, if it's not too cold, uh, maybe some, what do you call that? Prime rib soup. Some leftover prime rib we had. Make me some soup with some potatoes and some cabbage and some carrots. Ooh, sounds good already. And then have some cornbread. All right, what do we got, Spirit? We got unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. It was in the reverse. So we're looking for that love, right? Here we go, right here. Not that devil energy. People want real love now, and they're starting to get to know their partners now. You know what I'm saying? Even a lot of arranged marriages, they get to know their partner before. And they usually, close knit, All right, so we got a wedding. Here we go again in reverse. This situation involves a marriage. So somebody's wanting maybe their freedom, because we got the same thing again here. So there's a lot of single people out there tonight. And it's sad that sometimes people wake up, but it's better to not stay married if it's toxic. Sometimes it becomes that, and it tends to become that because we forget to get to know the person, and we shouldn't try to change them. If you want one kind of person this way, it's not a good idea to go just because somebody looks good to you, and then you try to change them and make them into or mold them into what you want. It just doesn't work. And of course, here we go. You deserve love and you are lovable. So go out there, you Sagittarian energy, and put your target on, put your manifestations, your love, or whatever it is, your dreams, and aim at your target. They usually don't miss their mark. No, they don't. All right. Let's get a little inspirational with our Mary Jane 420 manifestation cards over here. We still got Pam Bear and Fiona. Yeah. Lisa gonna come back too. We got Crazy on You by Heart. Oh, baby. Somebody's crazy. Or you. I love it. I loved Heart. Yeah, I remember the Day of Rock and Roll, sponsor break. Day of Rock and Roll, I got to see Boston, Blue Oyster Cult, Journey, Foreigner, Heart. God, it was like 24 hours. It was an hour a day in the 80s of Woodstock. Today I was a little, melancholy, I think, because of the weather change. I have time, we might still get by. Time I think about it, I wanna cry. Bombs and the devil, little kids keep coming. No way to breathe easy, no time to be young. But I tell myself that I was doing alright. There's nothing left to do tonight, and I'm crazy on you. Crazy on you. Crazy, crazy on you. Wasn't even breeze touching my skin. The gentle, sweet singing of breeze in the wind. The whisper that calls after you in the night. The kisses you hear in the early light. Yeah. All right, what do we got, Spirit? Motivation. Need to wonder you're doing fine. My love says pleasure's mine. We go crazy. What do we got, Spirit? What do we got, Spirit? What do we got, Spirit? Hope y'all are doing good. Y'all are having a good family, good warm night. Y'all are cozy this winter. Shane, what will we do when everybody's insane? So away to wonder, so afraid of you, what you gonna do? So this is a lot about, you know, our emotions and the changes, what we're gonna do. Go check the lyrics on that song, and it goes with this. You know, people are going crazy in different ways. They're going crazy for their dreams and the change, and of course the destruction. Well, last night in my dreams, I bent down over a clear on a stream, sang me a song that I heard up above, and you kept me alive with your sweet flowing love. Yes. So Father's crazy about you guys because y'all are the messengers, the lovers, the dreamers. We're free to do it again. Yes. And we got a lot of support out there, all the way, especially United States, in the White House. I don't know what it's like going over there in England, but you've got the young Will and Kate and Meghan and Harry. Things are just changing. Some things work and tradition's good. They shouldn't be changed. Some things they have to. Okay, so we've got the manifest here, which to me is the magician in the deck, but it's in reverse. So we still, we have this up and down and unsurety and things like this. So we want to work on manifesting those dreams. Come out of our shell. Sometimes some of us don't know because maybe we've been stuck. Sometimes it takes a while. So, if you do have a job right now, keep that and work on something else, something new. And, take your time with it and build it. Also, with creation, God's wanting us to stop being stagnant. It's not what he wanted for us. And a lot of us have been for so long, and I mean, it's so depressing. Like IT people, for example, you might lose one job. Sometimes that job is done. It's time for you to go further. I mean, try to use your creativity. Nobody said you had to do one thing. So we got taking it to the streets. Yeah, the Doobie Brothers. All right. Yes, go out there and reach out to your neighbors, give a kind gesture. A lot of times when we give that good energy to our neighbors, then we get a little bit tighter unit. You have a friend that can watch out for you when you're gone, and just a lot of things. And then we've got the sexuality. Okay, and we've got I forget what the dolphin is. The dolphin is, I forget what that represents in spirituality. But here we are again, that crown. We've got the sexuality card. So a lot of people are being more reserved, like we talked about earlier, getting to know us and loving us and our authenticity instead of just giving it away and wasting our energy. Boy, that kind of rhymes, didn't it? We're getting to know the person instead of exchanging that energy. So sometimes, a lot of times when we reserve that and we become a little bit more reserved and celibate, then we hold some of that back for ourselves. We're not just like in the 60s with the free love thing. We're doing it differently. It's currently 66 degrees and it's plummeting. It's going to be about 32, 35 degrees tomorrow. Next day will be 32 here. So if y'all are in the States, make sure you wrap up those pipes. All right, that's what I got for the general reading. All right, so let me clean up a little bit here. And then I'll see if anybody wants some readings tonight. Taking it to the streets, man. Yeah, maybe somebody's kicking somebody to the streets too. Or people are just getting out more. We're not, so restricted anymore. We're coming out of our shell. And that's some really good freaking energy, and I like it. Because I need to get out more too. I want to get out more and get back to helping in the community again. Yes, I've been recuperating, and it's good to get out. And if you got neighbors that are a little bit elderly, go over and say hi to them. Go to your neighborhood, civic center, help kids, clean up your park. Go do something with animals, man. Everybody needs some help. We got to stop being so just restricted and closed off, because it's doing nothing but just stagnating, being stagnant. I don't like it. I was, the last place that I was living, I was there, and I couldn't even go visit the festivals and things like that. It was no fun, It's like living in a gilded cage, and had no privacy. And it was during the cold brew flu, Gotta live, man, because life's too short, times are thickening. It's 18 degrees for you. Oh, gosh, it's cold over there. Y'all drinking a lot of hot tea, But it's beautiful over there. It's beautiful. I want to go there. How you doing, Ivo? I'm doing good today. How about yourself, Ivo? Man, Ivo, he always comes and supports the channel, the station, but he never wants a reading. I'm going to pull some cards on you, Ivo. You better ask me for a question. I'm just going to do it for you anyway. Pam Bear, you still around? Or did I lose her? I need to pull some cards for her. She goes working around all over town. I got my Mama Bear jammies on tonight. I got the matching slippers and the bottoms and my little hat up here. I know, he's so shy, but he comes on here and talks to us anyway. He comes on here and gives us some love. I've been with, how many years y'all been with me? I think I started right after I almost passed away. I think in 2020 I started the show. I did. Go, Elton John. It's your song. I swear both could live. So somebody's ready to get a house and settle down and live. No, I ain't got the matching muffs. But if I was bougie, I'd have it. You know what I'm saying over here? Hey. I've been bougie, but country bougie. Man, I used to have to match everything, man. I got a closet that's 20 feet by 20 feet. I'm gonna give a lot of stuff away. I've had some really nice designer stuff. You can tell everybody this is your song. Right now, if I find a house, I got to use one room just for a closet. If you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words. Yeah, he's the court jester. Hey, off with their heads, Ivo, if they want to paint the roses red. Did Pam Bear go cook something? Hey, Pam Bear, bring me some food. I ate a little bit earlier, but my appetite's coming back. I'm happy about that. But my favorite snack is popcorn. I love popcorn. I love corn. For a long time ago, I couldn't eat a lot of potatoes, so I wound up eating corn. And corn you can't really digest, But I love the taste of it, man. Corn any kind of way. Corn soup, cream corn, elote, you know, with the mayonnaise and the salt and stuff like that. They call him elote en vaso. It means corn in a cup. I like grilled corn. Oh my goodness. We used to have the corn down the street from or down the road where we were living. See, now I'm getting hungry, which is good. For a while there, I didn't have any appetite. Hi to Joey, if you're on, Joey and Jennifer. They were on last night. I know, I always tell y'all, give me some popcorn if y'all gonna have a snack. Put some over here. I've been buying the AMC and, you know, the movie theater, big pop. You can get them at 7-Elevens down here or Circle K or in the stores. Man, I go nuts for it. Usually when I'm at home and I'm cooking myself, my kids grew up, I cooked popcorn on the stove and I used Lowry seasoning. It's the best. And then sometimes I'd make caramel popcorn, kettle corn, but I'd always, you know, use the butter. You know, you don't want it hot. You want it at room temperature, you know, and regular salt. Man, I just go nuts, man. Nuts. Four numbers, 44172-133. Thanks for hitting that like button, y'all, and thanks for sharing it. Thanks for sharing your journey with me and allowing me to share mine too. Oh Lord, we got You Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones, but you always can get what you need. Look at that, man. I like that. That's some pie over there. Oh my God. And the radio. I love it. But you always get what you need. And if you guys know that, that goes with money. That's how, you know, energy, the money goes where the energy flows. If you know, like when things are a little tight, sometimes if you just get what you need, and sometimes, you know, you can stock up a little bit and then save it for the month. You use your money wisely, you can make it through, and you're using your money wisely. It doesn't, and then save up a little bit. Always pay yourself, always tithe a little bit. Always ask God when we get paid, you know, where should I, you know, give money to? And he usually lets me know. And it doesn't always have to be in a church. And then sometimes if you don't have money, you give of your time. That's what it is. It's the energy. But if you deny yourself something, sometimes you might have to wait. But if you deny yourself and you have that, deny yourself something, then that's where you're back into the lack. Deception. So, you know, even here, you know, life's too short. Always treat yourself every day. You know, look at that. It's a pie. It's a dessert, and it's a stack. Even though it's the turntable, right? So life's always short. So eat something sweet every day. Be sweet. Like I said, you get to know your neighbor. Next thing you know, they're making you some bonbons, or sharing with you. During the pandemic, I sat there. It was good weather up there where I was. This is commercial break. I made pralines, and I did 50 batches. I made some for people who couldn't have nuts. It's kind of like peanut brittle. You know, pralines is a caramel candy that's made in New Orleans, and it's got pecans in it. You can put almonds. You can put all kind of like pistachios. I like it, that too. There you go, getting away from the kids for an hour. You know, if that's a good thing to say that, Ivo. I'm gonna put my computer up here and just chill with you guys. You know, because sometimes we like to chat and talk about things. So, yeah, it's always a good idea. Like when a guy works, you know, and you got kids, let the guy unwind for a half an hour. Then he can reserve, fill up his energy. You know, even meditate for 20 minutes, take a nice shower, and then he can come and take care of the kids and vice versa. You know, if you've been working all week and the wifey poo's been with the kids, you know, and you're off 2 days a week, let her go get her, spa day or have a lunch with the girls. And then one night a week or 2 nights a week, a month, y'all have date night. Peggy Bundy. Yeah, that was a great show. I used to love to watch that show. Ow! Oh, Peg. Forgive the cough, it's allergies. I get away from here. It's a lot of salt water down here. That salt water just comes up. I feel like I'm swimming. I used to be able to hold my breath for 4.5 minutes underwater because I have lungs from here all the way to my hips. But yes, it's a good idea to always treat yourself every day. And whoever you're with, show them that you appreciate them and love them. Oh, Ivo. I had a friend, he and his baby mama separated, and now he misses the kids. And then she's not working anymore, living with somebody else. So I get it, but you need to find somebody that, if you go to church, Ivo, sometimes the ladies at the church will, they have Parents' Day that you can, let the kids go for half an hour. My kids, I used to, like I said, between 11 and 1 a.m. is usually my time that I take out. And then I would always take a 20-minute meditation. Who, Al Bundy was a guest speaker. I forget what his name was. Shoot. I used to watch that show. Christina Applegate. What's her name? I forget her first name, but her name was Seagal. No relation to, I don't think, to Steven Seagal. But Peggy was all about the Benjamins. She'd hide them in her, her bra. Katie Seagal, yeah, that's it. You have Steve coming off your body? If you go to the Catholic Church, this is funny, guys. I went one time, and, they had the thing where they, you put the holy water on your forehead. And I go, wow, this burns. And my mother-in-law said, you're a witch, that's why. I said, no, it's the bleach. Because they got to keep the bleach in the water, to keep it from getting moldy. And it was just too much. I mean, that's what bleach is. It's oil, and I don't do too well with bleach. You get it now? So it's funny, Now I'm craving popcorn. I'm going to eat me some tonight. Man, I had that today, that movie. I was thinking of Ed. He passed 3 years ago today. With Tom Cruise in it, that airplane show. What's the name of that? Do y'all know? It wasn't the bleach. My mother-in-law was something else, man. That woman, she was the queen of the witches. I'll tell you, she was mean. Jeez, even her own kids didn't want to be around her. I got stuck helping. No, not Mission Impossible. It's the one with the airplanes. I should watch that tonight in honor. Hey, Mojo. You liked and loved. Hi, all. What'd you like and love? I like you with your steampunk hat. When I get in my house, I'm going to show you mine. I got a white one. I got married in it. Top Gun. Yeah, that's it. See, I've been so tired. I kept waking up every half an hour, yesterday was, I knew things were going to happen today. And then, of course, like I said, I'm going to do a tribute to a great man. Probably the next couple of days. I don't want to do anything right now because it's the family and the countries. You kind of know I just gave it away a little bit. Because I do that sometimes on this show. I do informative background kind of things. And that's just who I am. This is a little different channel. Now, Mojo, on the other hand, I like his show. He's all about the love, and he does help with the, family dynamics. I really like it. And Welcome back to my station, Mojo. And say hi to Gumbo for me, will ya? God, like father, like son. He likes his treats. How is it going with the what is it, the tea or the coffee? I saw, you do the mushroom stuff. I tried those gummies, man. I was freaking emotional for a few days. I only took one. I mean, such a weenie, right? We have shops that, we can. I guess it's in the test stages to become legalized or whatever. Um, but they got the mushroom vitamins and stuff like that now. But I tried one of those gummies, man, and then I realized that my I'm gonna be a future grandma again. So I couldn't figure it. Mushroom coffee rocks. Does it give you any kind of feeling? I mean, they got that kind of a drink now that it's like imitation wine, but it gives you the good feeling without all the, bad side effects. I want to see a picture of Gumbo. I want to see how big he is compared to you. One of my cats used to be 35 pounds. The Himalayan Siamese, boy, I tell you. Of course, we've been down here, and the climate's changed. It's not the winter time, and they're not in the house all the time. So, of course, they're bringing home dinner. Yeah, you want a reading, Mojo? Do you like the coffee, Mojo? Because I know that you got that on your want list. I'm kind of scared to try new stuff, because I'm real sensitive. I've even got more sensitive since 2019. But I like mushrooms. I like shiitake. I bought some of the vitamin things, but I just had a bad allergic reaction to something. It's more for focus, not those kind of mushrooms. Gummies though, be careful. Yeah, they are powerful. Yeah, I'm not. I only took one, and one of my friends said, he was looking at the percentage. He took 3 of them. He got sick. And then I don't do the gummies too much anymore for the 420. We got some potent ones, and so I had to just quit everything for a little while so I could reacclimate. I'm still having problems with dairy. Oh, it was awful. My system got overloaded because I wasn't moving around. So I got in my wheelchair and went down to the mall because I'm not using my muscles. So hopefully if we move soon, I'll be able to, do a little bit more dancing and moving around and, more being able to clean. Being in this constricted area is not good for me because I like being able to be on my feet. So dancing helps with my balance. I've gotten skinnier because of the cold brew flu. It just, man, talk about the cold brew flu. When I got it, oh man, I felt like I had been smoking 420. I was hungry, I felt dizzy and thirsty, bro, but I just couldn't keep it in. So I'm still recovering and recuperating, and I just went through a bowel blockage. I'm still having some pain and discomfort, but I'm at least getting hungry again. That's good. What does the universe have for the mojo? All right, numbers 42185 144. Okay, so with that, there we go with that powerful number, 144. So we've got our future messengers. Hello, Deepak. Our future messengers are out there. Let's have fun with the retro cards for Mojo. All right. Let's see. My phone fell over. All right. Sweet child of mine, Guns and Roses. All right. Well, we know that Mojo likes Guns and Roses. I hear he plays a mean guitar. Ain't that right, Mojo? Yeah, mine was really quiet. How's your artwork coming, Mojo? I'm jelly. I'm still old school. Color separation. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I want to get somewhere I can design some stuff too. He's a fellow artist. That's one of the reasons why I like Mojo. There's a bright blue sky. Y'all go check out Bayou, Shadow Bayou Tarot. She's good too. She's all about the love. And she gets down to the nitty gritty. And she got the accent, so she's a fellow Bayou queen. I love it. Glad she's on. You're painting the star card. I can't wait to see your deck. I need to get a set, and I want a signed copy. The box. I got some I want to do too. I want to do some for a certain group. I started doing a Western group with the old timers. What do we got for Mojo, Spirit? Let's get some fun out here with the retro cards. What do we got for Mojo's future? Hopefully in the next month or 2 or 3. We know his channel's growing. Mojo's channel's growing. It's great. Okay, because I'd like to have a deck. I'd like to have a deck of Tamsy Faye's deck. She's got a beautiful deck too, man. You know, I like cards. They're great artwork. All right, what do we got for Mojo? Besides coffee. What do we got for Mojo? I love my coffee too. I used to be a coffee connoisseur. Starbucks, you name it. All right. So we got the 5 of Pentacles. Well, you're coming out of that, Mojo. So this year is going to be really good for you. Let's go with, let's say, the next 5 months. You're coming out of that 5 of Pentacles. Oh, my Lord. Look at that. We'll talk about the old retro. Check out those cards, Mojo. I got lucky and found these. I really like them. I like the old retro stuff. So you're coming out of the 5 of Pentacles, and I know last year was a little rough, and I know your channel's growing, and I remember when you first was able to, you know, get some stuff. I hope that the tax guys taken care of. I remember that. All right, what do we got? What do we got? All right. We got the 4 of Wands. Ooh, baby. Looks like you're going to be doing a balancing act and celebrating, and your foundation's getting stronger. I love it. Uh-oh. You might be meeting your Queen of Swords. There's your Gemini energy. Yes, look at that. We were talking about cutting those roses. Ivan, don't you go over there and cut Mojo's roses now. He's got some pretty red ones over there. Mojo, you're going to be meeting a Queen of Swords. Or are you being a Queen of Swords? She got them nippers over there, buddy. So it looks like you're going to have some celebration. Maybe you want to get a new home. Or your foundation's even getting better. I like it, man. I really do. Maybe you're going to be going to growing a rose garden over there. You like growing gardens over there, Mojo? And we got the Ace of Swords, so this is the truth. We got the big man's got your back for sure, and I know that because I've been on your channel. Yes, Mojo does really good. I like Mojo because he's that Gemini lover kind of guy. He's flirty. He's, you know, just lighthearted, and he's got that air energy. A good DJ. He's got the DJ voice too. Sexy, sexy. But you know, Mojo, you got to watch them sweets, baby. Even though we were talking about it. Somebody wants to cut a piece of that lemon meringue pie, man. When I grew up, we got a lemon pie from Grandma, you know, and we was doing good. Man, somebody trying to come over there and cut your cake, your pie. Oh, my Lord, you just got a whole trail. Mojo, you know, I know you like the sweets with the coffee. I do, too. Just don't overdo it. What else we got? We got the 4 of Cups. So you're not holding back anything, and neither is the Lord, I tell you. And then, of course, we got the 7 of Wands. You're not having to fight for it anymore. And Roto-Rooter down the drain, all that trouble's gone. It just, I mean, went out with the tidy bowl, man. And then, of course, we know you're hiding secrets. Maybe you ain't watching enough TV, Mojo. Man, Mrs. Butterworth, boy, I tell you, he's so sweet. He's pouring that syrup all over it. Boy, Mojo got some good, sexy stories on his channel, too. I think he's corrupting me now that he's been on here. And he's going over there and messing with Joyce, too. Boy, he just spreading that love all over the place. That Gemini little devil over here, or is it the angel over here? I don't know. You go find out. He's funny. And then here we go. Aw, man, he's even got a lemonade stand. Yes. But he's good at handling them lemons that are thrown at us. He comes over here and he handles his business. You know, you're going to throw some lemons over here. Make sure it's the Meyer lemons so I can make Mojo a lemon pie. And look at him. He's so sweet. He sleeps really well. I love it. I love it. I love it. You'll be easy on the sweets. I can't blame you. You know, my husband, he is skinny, man. I'm telling you. And, you know, he's got to be on a certain type of diet. He can't eat a heavy meal except on the 2 days that he's off because, you know, he can get sleepy driving. So, and we don't eat a lot of food till we're full, right? Because it's not very good. We just do it for energy. And so that man loves milk and cookies, man. I'm telling you. I try to hide something, like I'll buy Christmas cakes or, you know, the peanut butter, you know, those peanut butter bars or whatever, you know, wafers, you know. And I'll hide one for me, man. He'll take 2 of them. That guy loves sugar, and he's skinny mini, man. I'm telling you, he looks like, you know, Laurel and Hardy. You know what I'm saying? He's skinny. I mean, not as bad as olive oil, but he's there. And that guy can eat just about anything he wants. And now that he's working, you know, he needs to get a little more booty over there, you know. When we get together right now, it's like 2 skeletons in an alley shooting craps. But, you know, we're not getting a whole lot done, and it's not fishing season, so we're an American band, the Grand Funk Railroad. All right. But Spirit stopped there for a second. Yeah. It's an American band. It's currently 66 degrees. Temperature to plummet next Monday. So we got, let's see what the NASDAQ is. NASDAQ is up 19,621.68. The Dow is only up 80%. And S&P 500 is up 1.26. Yes. But I love Mojo. He's growing, and it's going to keep getting continually growing, especially your channel, Mojo. It is. I remember when Mojo first started, and, you know, I like a lot of the guys out here. Mojo's one. I like Spiritual Savage, Spiritual Gangster. You know, there's quite a few guys out there. And, of course, I love Tyler's Tarot. He's a good roaster, boy. You want to go over there, you like your ghetto, drama-ridden Jerry Springer, he's got it for you. You know, there's a lot of people out that do entertainment readers. I mean, there's just so many. You can find anything you want out here. So I'm glad to be back. Sometimes I get a little stubborn and stuff like that, but, you know, 2 of my family members wanted me. They said, you know, you love doing it. And, you know, sometimes we get stuck in a rut too, and I didn't feel too good. And then, you know, because I want to give you guys good energy. And when I come on here, I always feel good. Always feel good. Stargazing in 2025, from meteor showers to a total lunar eclipse. So we got another one coming. I remember, I think it was, what was it, last year or the year before, we had so many eclipses. And, you know, that's changed. That's Saturn energy or scorpionic energy, you know, going out with the old and going into the new. It's just, I mean, just since 2020, guys, we've been due a polar shift, which was like, I think we were 3 years or something overdue, like 11 million or billion years, like since the ice age for a polar shift. And then I had learned one time that, was it the moon or the earth, where it goes around, it does like a little loop. So the earth is kind of turning on its axis, which is upsetting everything. Like I was saying earlier, the energy. Yeah, I need some coffee. I need some coffee. You like the peanut butter bars? I do too. I like peanut butter, period. I love peanut butter. I like to make hazelnut butter, almond butter. I like to make my own and, have it fresh. Of course, I like everything fresh. What can I say? I cook, I miss my kitchen. Oh, man, now I'm cooking on a grill. So that's giving y'all a little idea here. I mean, you would be amazed. The only thing I don't think I can cook is cookies, because they'll be smoked, what do you call it, butter cookies, or, I don't know, that might be interesting. What do you think? Bacon butter cookies. What do y'all think? Peanut butter bacon cookies. What do y'all think about that? We could have apple, hickory. What do y'all think? Or cake even. As it is, I got to I heat up my cornbread on there. I like to cook monkey bread. I don't know if y'all know what monkey bread is. It's where you take, dough, and you put it in there, and you can put all butter, and you cook it in butter, garlic, you can put pepperoni on it. You can cook that in the toaster. I mean, I'm not so much a baker with the sweets and stuff, but I was starting to get that way. My daddy was a sweet baker, and he had a recipe for fudge. It wasn't your gooey fudge. It was a hard fudge, but it would melt in your mouth. And every year he would cook and freeze it, and then we'd get like the wedding cookies, and he'd make brownies, and oh my Lord. But when I was up in Alabama, I started making really designer cookies with the royal icing and things like that. I baked an amaretto, chocolate, orange cheesecake. Man, yeah, it was, it was good. I can make a heck of a cheesecake. I can make a heck of a German chocolate pie. Really good. But I'm more of a meat cooker. I love meat. Meats and sauces, soups, that kind of thing. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I remember I was making some Valentine cookies and, painting on them and making them, really like watercolor. And, man, all of a sudden that flu hit me. Boom. Man, when that flu hits me, it hits me that quick. And I was kind of like a shut-in, so every time I would go to the doctor's office once a month, I'd come back sick, That's just the way it was. But, people will probably get more sick coming to my house than me going to theirs. How am I going to listen to your voice, Deepa? Jamaican herb. German chocolate cake. Yeah, I can do that too. I mean, I'm getting there. I like to make my homemade devil's food chocolate icing. And I put, cherries and marshmallow inside the cake. So it's really good. It's like a rocky road in a way. Really good. I like to make a red velvet cake, German chocolate cake. I got an awesome barbecue sauce that I make that's got Chambord cherry liqueur in it and bourbon. I made a dessert one time. It was really neat. It happened by accident. You know how you make a strawberry shortcake? Well, this one was made with different kind of fruits, with blueberries and small nectarines and mangoes and bananas. And then I put the cream on it, right? And then I put the cake, and then I made a sauce. It had 3 different flavors: orange, rum, and almond. And you put it on there, and you taste it. you taste the first layer I put. 30 seconds later, you taste the second flavor. And then 30 seconds later, you taste the other flavors. So that was amazing. Freaking amazing. But my family, they like comfort foods, you know, like the Frito pie, the chili pie, you know, stuff like that. You know, spaghetti. You know, that's my forte is pasta, but, you know, they like the comfort foods, you know, like a stuff, taking like shredded potatoes, like hash browns, and then stuffing it with a hamburger on the inside. I mean, just stuff like that. Shepherd's pie, just like stuff you'd find unusual, but it's comfort. You know, Mojo would love it. You know, but I'd make it fresh. You know, anything that they wanted outside, I would make it fresh. And because, you know, a lot of stuff's got preservatives in it, even in restaurants, which is blocking our liver and our pancreas. Believe it or not, a lot of it. So I like to cook it fresh. Even in the Bible, it tells you to cook your food fresh. You want to know if you're going to have a new house, Deepa? Burrito pie is really good. They got a chili now by Yellowstone. It's pretty good. I like to make my chili homemade. You know, like if I make pasta meat sauce, I'll make the next day, you know, we'll have sloppy joes. But Frito pie is like a layer of corn chips. We use Fritos here. And of course you can have a little bit on the bottom. It's just kind of like the same thing as you would use for lasagna. And you do the layers. And you put the chili, then the cheese, and then some more Fritos on the top. Then you put the layer of chili and cheese. And then the Fritos on top. And then the top you put a little bit of sour cream and some green onions. And you can put some Cholula sauce on it if you like. You know, different things. We have chili, what we call junkyard fries. And you do the same thing with fries. So it's pretty neat. But, you know, those are a lot of comfort foods. Just stuff like that. Mojo's laughing. Sloppy Joes. You feel attacked? Sorry. We just had those not too long ago. Sloppy Joes. I took some meat sauce out of the freezer and added some sweet stuff to it. Sometimes I put a little bit of red chili, you know, chili peppers in it. Oh my Lord, or serrano peppers, and a little bit of honey. Oh man, a little bit of brown sugar. Ooh, baby. Ooh, good stuff. All right, what do we got for Deepa? Is she gonna get? Is Deepa gonna get a new house soon? I know you live in a joint family. You said that. Hey, Pam Bear, you're back. See, we're hungry over here, Pam Bear. We're talking to Mojo started it with his knife and the pies and the cakes and all of that on the card, the retro cards. Yes, the ace of swords over here. Yeah, he did. You know, we asked where you were because, you know, you always, first it was Fiona and the recipes, and then it's Pam Bear cooking the sausages last night and didn't share. So it started about Italians, and it started earlier tonight. You must, you know, come on here. Glad Pam Bear's here. She's our Care Bear. She is the Tarot Care Bear. That's what you ought to change it to, Pam Bear, Tarot Care Bear. She goes and helps out a lot of folks. She's a good moderator. Even when she's not moderating, she's still a good moderator. I do that sometimes too. I just help out some people. You got to split wood tomorrow? Chop, chop. We need 10 cords. Yeah, it's going to be cold tomorrow, Mojo. Send some over here. Okay, I got a fire pit outside, man. Be safe, my brother, and keep up the good work. We love you, man. And thanks for being a part of the family, bro. We love you, man. He's good with the ladies, boy, I tell you. He's a little lover boy, that Gemini. Smooches. Smooches, man. He's like my big brother, I tell you. He really is. All right, what do we got for Deepa? Deepa going to get a house soon. Well, I know you're trying to get that contract, Deepa, so let's hopefully that'll be good, because this is the year for it, baby. It's the year for it. Is Deepa going to get that house? Sweet dreams, Mojo. What do we got for Deepa? And I'm going to get off of here tonight, guys. I got to go get some rest, man. I was having rough sleep last night. I got a little bit of an earache with these allergies. My ears are so freaking sensitive. All right. We got the Judgment. So it's in reverse. That's the angels. You need to make your manifest, Deepa. You know, write down what you kind of want. You know, and let the angels kind of know what you're looking for. I've been doing that recently myself, looking at, you know, what would be good for me. You got to show them, you know, you got to do the action. You know, tell them what kind of, you know, kind of put that order in. Okay? You got to do that. And then we got the Four of Wands. So you need to do that so that you can make that happen. That's what we did. So you got to make your order. Yeah, kind of like being specific. You know, you want a 3-bedroom, you want a 2-story, you want a modern kitchen, you want a brick home, you know, that kind of thing. You've got to put your order in or start thinking about it in order for it to manifest, you know, what your desire is. And then start looking at houses. See what it's going to require for you to, you know, like a down payment, what price range. Yeah, you could draw a house if you want, you know, like a small plan. You know, what it's going to require, how much it's going to cost for down payment. I don't know how they do it there. If you're wanting to build a home, you know, how much it's going to be for the materials, the contractor, you know, where you want to be, you know, like where do you want to be? I know you were talking about getting a job, so, you know, or a change of a job, you know, that kind of thing. So where, you know, where is this job going to be at would be where you would want to look in the area, you know, what kind of houses. Start looking on YouTube or Google and see what kind of houses are out there. You know, you want something on the Mediterranean, you want something in Egypt. You know, look at the style of houses. You want a Spanish style house. You want a house on a hill, out in the countryside. You want something in the city. You want something that is more yin and yang, you know, zen. You know, you got to start doing that. And then when you find kind of what you want, then you tell the universe, hey, this is, you know, what I would like. Can you make it happen? And then when you go looking at the houses, then you're like, yeah, I really like this. And then you go, yeah, this is the one I want. I don't care how it's done. I just want it done. You know, we don't dictate to the universe how they do it. We just tell them what we want. We just put that order in. Well, yeah, your manifest will come true. Yes. I don't have to pull the cards for that. Everything's got to be in alignment. Got to be patient too, because they got to do different things in the time. It's like sometimes I'll have 4 or 5 things working at the same time. While I'm working on this one, I get a block, you know, a little bit. and then I'll go work over here while, the angels and the ancestors are over here working on it, you got more than one thing going at the same time. So just sometimes, the way I do it, like if I'm trying to get somewhere or do something and I'm having blocks for about 3 times, then I know it's not timing yet. The cake isn't finished cooking yet, or the cornbread. So I'll go over here and work over here. But yes, it will manifest. I've been waiting almost 2 years now, and it's coming this year, soon. Because I believe that. You have to believe it. You have to know it. When you say, will my manifestations come true, that means you're not believing in it. You have to believe in you. Yes. That's what this main thing was about tonight. Getting past those blocks, Dupa. Yes, you will, Dupa. How old are you, Dupa? Yes, you have to believe it. Imagine it. You sitting in it. What it looks like. The textures. The furniture. It's called imagination. How old are you, Dupa? Mind me asking. I know you said you're an engineer, so I know that you are a decent age or time for that. And I believe you said that you was your one of your family members is going to come and live with you, right? Or wants to come. You're an engineer. You should know that it's going to come true. I believe that it's going to come true for you. You just got to dream of what kind of house you want. It's like looking at a catalog and a book with products in it. And you go and you find the one you like. Yes, we talked about that tonight. You are going to travel. We talked about that yesterday. So here it is. If you're going to travel, then you really don't need a home right now. Go travel first. So you got to decide which one you want to do. You go travel and then come back and build you a home. All right, let's see. Yes, up. So you got to give me the one question. You want to know you're going to travel, right? You can't confuse. One question. Okay, you want to travel the world. Okay, let's see. That was the overall message tonight, is traveling. Let's see. He's going to travel. Is Tupac going to travel? Is Tupac going to travel? Yes. And you're going to be married. You're going to have your 10 of cups. Yes. Nice. And you're going to be married. Yes, thank you. All right, guys. I'm going to get off here. My honey's home. I'm going to go eat some snacks and some dinner and get cuddled up. And you guys go do the same. Get with your honey or your boo-boo. He's waving. That's all I'm waving. I love you guys. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow, maybe, because, if it's cold, might just want to stay in my bed. Maybe cook some soup. I don't know. But I love you guys, and I hope y'all had a great evening. Be safe out there, and follow your dreams wherever those dreams may lead. Don't forget, seek the light, be the light, and show that light to the world. Show them who you are. And don't be afraid to follow your dreams and be authentic. Okay? Thank you for being here on the show. Thanks for liking and sharing it. Thanks for sharing your journey with me as I with you. Keep that big D energy out there. Big destiny. And keep the faith and keep dreaming over there, Deepa. We love you, baby. I love you guys. See y'all next time at the station right here. God willing. Bless y'all. Smooches. Sweet dreams.